So we are on page Beis, as we were. We are 6 lines from the end of the top section, from the end of the top section, from the wide part. The line begins with kulhi, and in here, in this whole section, there's a focus on identifying and distinguishing between ha-arah ha-mochin and atzmos ha-mochin. Which we already discussed. And when we focus in and try to, and really reflect on the principle of atzmos ha-mochin and ha-arah ha-mochin, there's a phenomenal thing that surfaces.
Mochin has been used like sechel.
Mochin is the sechel, chochmah, binah, daas. It is common, and as we discussed already lately a lot, in worldly parlance. How do you know? Prove it. That arena that requires proof of mochin is not atzmos ha-mochin. It is ha-arah ha-mochin, and it is here actually ha-arah ha-mochin used in a completely different environment than mochin belong. Asking, how do you know? We're talking about atzmos ha-mochin. It's not different than asking, how does the neshama give life? How does the neshama live? Atzmos ha-mochin, this is neshama at the mochin level. Ha-arah ha-mochin, that is where these questions apply. Ha-arah ha-mochin means the ha-arah, the mochin that says this is how it should be. Here's how the midah should be. Here's how you should behave. Chesed, gvura, tiferes. But this is an instructive level. The essence of mochin, this is a reflection of nefesh itself. As we said when we learned in the previous Ma'amar, that mochin, when the sechel, chochmah, binah, daas, are mislabesh in moach, in the brain, it is not merely that in the brain we know what the sechel is saying. But actually, the moach itself is imbued with that sense, with that knowledge. That's with atzmos ha-mochin. Like we gave the motion, we said, if we instruct the hand to write, and the hand gets the sechel and writes according to the directive of the sechel, if the hand misspells something, or creates a letter that is illegible or not nice, does the hand then react to it and say, oh, I don't like it? The hand has nothing to do with it. The spirit behind this whole writing is not in the hand, it's in the brain. The hand is able to fulfill the desire and the directive of the brain, but essentially the etzem sense that a letter should look like this is in the brain, not in the hand. In the hand we have the ha-arah, where when you create a letter, it should be created this way. Okay, now we continue on. We said it's 6 lines from the bottom of the stop section, the white lines. The asmos ha-mochin begimel rishonos dafka. The etzem ha-mochin is in gimel rishonos dafka, is exclusively, even though mochin, as we said the whole time, that mochin is mislabesh in lower levels, in the chalgas and even in the he, but that's not there. That's only ha-arah ha-mochin, which means it's only the instruction of the mochin, not the etzem ha-mochin, as we have demonstrated. And that is, but this atmos ha-mochin is with gimel rishonos dafka, is present only in the gimel rishonos, the top 3 qualities within the mochin themselves. In moach, we actually sense true from false. Like the Rambam says, that the foundation of all foundations and the beginning of chochmah is to know that there's a first being. This knowledge that there's a first being does not come via a process. How do you know the first being? That question does not even apply. Because we're talking about the knowledge that is in atzmos ha-mochin, not in. It's not a knowledge that comes as a result of some kind of a process and instructive. This is how mochin view and know it. There's a first being who is a true being. Amit is moach. This is the primary sense of the mochin. It's the atzmos ha-mochin. And that is true, that is present begimel rishonos dafka exclusively on the top 3 levels, chochmah, binah, and daas. Einmal shekos Beis Chaim shar ha-partzufim dav gimel v'zel Hashem. In Beis Chaim says like this: Ki yiker ha-mochin. It says in Beis Chaim that the principle of the mochin, yiker ha-mochin, means, like we said, there is the chitzonius of mochin, and mochin can be very instructive, can speak to chagas and to the he. But that's not the Iker ha-mochin. Iker ha-mochin, what is the real presence of mochin itself? Ho bechinas neshama pnimis shebetei hagimel rishonos mamash. This is the neshama pnimis. This is a life element that is in the gimel rishonos, that is in the mochin. This is not the actual statement of mochin. This is the neshama of mochin, which means, as I said, how do I know? This is the neshama truth. This is not something that I know from an external encounter. V'hainu. I'm sorry. Elo. This is still the Eitz Chaim. That the Iker ha-mochin is the neshama pnimis shebetoich ha-mochin. It's not the gimel rishonos. It's not the active chochmah bin daas. It is the neshama that is internally in them, that gives them, that enlivens them. Elo, except shenikroim hagimel rishonos mochin. Really, the gimel rishonos should be called nefesh neshama, because this is what actually enlivens them, that gives them a presence and gives them an awareness. But we call it, but the nikroim hagimel rishonos, the gimel rishonos are called, we call it meich. Why do we call it meich? Behind, which means to say, the hagimel rishonos hem kelim legilui oir hamoich. Chochmah binah daas, we call it mochin, because but within this chochmah binah daas there is a chayes hanefesh, the neshama pnimis. I know it because this is what the neshama is, what the neshama truth is. But then it becomes knowledge, it becomes a chochmah, a knowledge at the chochmah binah daas level. This is already a hislapshus of the neshama primis in the moich. The kroim hagimel sheis mochin v'hainu, which means to say the hagimel rishonos hem kelim, because the gimel rishonos they called mochin. Why? Because they are kelim legilui oir hamoich. Because they are properly receptacles for revealing, for the revelation of the oir hamoich. Shasham hu atzmus u'mehuz hamech. In this oil hamechin there is the atzmus u'mehuz hamech, the very essence of the mech. And in the Gimel Rishonos in the mechin there is the atzmus u'mehuz hamechin. Lehiyoisam b'bchinas kelim le'oyer zeh. Why are they in fact called mochin? Why are they in fact, we say that there is atzmus u'mehuz hamechin? Because they are kelim le'oyer zeh, because they are proper receptacles to this oil. And there in the mochin is mislabish, is imbued this oil ha-mochin, oil ha-neshama, b'bchinas pnimius, in a pnimius-like manner. Shehu b'chinas hagilui el ha-kelim. The principle of kelim we discussed a little while ago. And the only way to relate the principle of kelim, like we give you the example. If you fill up a cup with water, so the cup is a keli for the water. It's clearly in a very low level, but it's actually, this is the moshel that we have. If you put the same keli into a basin, into a lake full of water, and now the water fills the keli within the lake, in this situation, when the keli is inside the lake and the water of the lake filled the keli, then the cup is not a keli for the water. Because this water is not demarcated by the cup. On the contrary, the cup is swallowed up by the water. A keli means that you put the oil, like the water, into the keli, and they jive, they relate to one another. It makes sense, this relationship. When the keli is inside the lake, there is no keli phenomenon, there is no keli service. As a matter of fact, the lake is not water in a keli. It's just plain water. Water in a keli means how do you transform? How do you use the water? How do you view the water? This is the Indian that the mochin, the brain, is a keli. Is a keli for the oir hamach, for the oir hanefesh. Like we said the other day, and we this morning, that the very material, the very flesh of the brain senses the sechel that's in it. And we have the moshel from the eye. We see through the eye. But we do not see that which the eye shows us. We see that which there is to see. Because the eye is a perfect keli for sight. Sight is a koyah hanefesh. Sight is the koyah hanefesh that relates to the reality itself. Not something, not via some kind of a process. Reality itself. This is the koyah sechel, the koyah chochmah, and then it translates on the gashmiziki level. This is why the gashmiziki world is so real to us, because there is the replication of chochmah on the gashmiziki level. It's called sight.
The eye has the ability to perceive reality itself.
The brain is not capable of knowing reality. The brain is capable of knowing reality because in the brain there is a neshama. But the way the neshama is mislabish in the brain, there is no dichotomy. The brain comes to life. And thence, as a result of this, the brain thinks from the neshama perspective, not from the guf perspective. Reality to the brain is the way the neshama knows reality, not the way the guf knows reality. This is why the brain says reality is moach. The first being. That's reality to the brain. The brain is a physical entity, but the brain becomes bottled completely to the oir nefesh that's mislabish in it, and therefore he knows the truth the way the neshama knows it.
So the brain unto itself has that pure knowledge, and then there's some kind of dichotomy with sight.
Not dichotomy. Sight. Maybe she created a Seder Hishtalshelus. Seder Hishtalshelus means it goes from the higher level to the lower level, but the lower level is reflective of the higher level. At the lower level, sight is chochmah. We know the physical world not because we stumble on time and it hurts us when you walk through it, and then we know the physical world. That's for the dog. We know the physical world because there is a physical world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so in that lower set in the eye is like an infinite keli. It's like a completely pure channel.
Oh, that's a pure keli, exactly. Keli for the oil hanefesh, for the oil of sight. And I explained sight is a phenomenon. Sight is approximating chochmah. So chochmah is knowing the ruchnis reality, and sight is seeing the gashmistic reality. Gashmistic reality is in this sense on par with the ruchnistic reality, but gashmistic reality is a creation of God, and it's a manifestation. It's a God manifestation. And he speaks of godliness.
Where the eye sees it.
Huh?
The way the eye sees it. Since that's the
The
way
eye sees the reality of the Gashmistic world. He does not know the Gashmistic world by proof. Okay. So now we're kind of concluding the initial principle I presented, the union from Kelim. That Kelim means that this is a totally suitable to the oil. The Keli and the oil jive and unite, so that it is not incorrect to say the Keli thinks like the oil thinks. Not the Keli knows what the oil is thinking, but the Keli thinks like the oil thinks. This is why chochmah, chabad is called mochin. Moach is a physical brain.
If we just that mashal we had before with the cup in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So by there, the ocean seemed to be reality before moach. Now that you have any kind of keli, it would seem like you have a very limited sample.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, that they unify so well and that they're meant for each other. It seems like inherently a receptacle
One
is
second.
limited.
I know what bothers me. Understand, the reason that water and a cup unite and relate to one another is that there is in the water, water is the ocean, is an unlimited expanse. That's not exclusively what water is. Water also has a function, a mission. Water has a mission to water the ground. Water also has a mission to feed water to living beings, which can only be fed through a keli. So when the water is in the keli, this is the function of water. This is not a keli. This is a function of water, where water relates with the keli, because this is one of the, on the lower level, this is the function of water. This is the reality of water.
So the ocean is kind of happy to be fulfilling a function, being in a limited setting now.
Yes, but it relates. It has its mission is being fulfilled thereby. If this cup is spilled on the ground, what did you do? But if it's in a cup and you drink from it, that's what I'm here for. That's the second call already. Okay, we're not going to finish it. Let me just. I'm repeating a little bit. There in the mochin, the oil is mislabish in a pneumius manner, shehu bechinas hagilu el hakeli, which is the aspect of gilu to the keli, which means that the oil relates to the keli and wants the keli to be imbued with the oil. Like we said, it should be known in a finite manner, that which the moach is able to know, or that which the eye is able to see. Or bekelim the midos, and the kelim of midos, meyer bechinas oil hamidos begil. In the kelim of midos, the bechina of oil hamidos. There in the kelim of midos, the oil hamidos is meyer begil. There is a real oil of midos, a real sense of chesed and gvura, not a functional element of chesed and gvura, but the real sense of chesed and gvura. This is the oil hamidus. Okay, we have to interrupt and we'll resume mission this evening, as we always try, and we'll have a chance to maybe to finish this evening. Have a great day.